The Origin of Intelligence examines one of the most debated questions in psychology and education. Is intelligence mainly inherited through our genes, or can it grow through experience and opportunity? The article presents two opposing viewpoints. One side argues that heredity gives people an important starting advantage, while the other emphasizes that the brain remains capable of change. Together, the arguments invite readers to examine scientific evidence, question fixed ideas about ability, and consider how education and environment can help people reach their potential. One argument says that intelligence is strongly influenced by heredity. Charles Darwin believed that the ability to learn helped humans adapt and survive, and families often share patterns of academic achievement. The writer notices that high-achieving students frequently come from families in which several relatives are successful academically, suggesting a relationship between family traits and achievement. Yet genetics is not a life sentence. First-generation college students and people who surpass their parents show that inherited advantages do not determine every future. Science does not point to one intelligence gene. Instead, many genetic factors appear to work together, and researchers estimate that genes explain part of the differences observed within populations. Heritability is a statistical measure, not a prediction of one person's destiny. It describes patterns among groups and cannot tell us exactly what one child will accomplish. Environmental conditions, education, motivation, family support, and opportunities still matter greatly. Verbal, spatial, and memory test results often correlate, which is why standard IQ tests combine different types of questions into one score. These patterns suggest that broad mental abilities can be measured, but a single number cannot describe every talent. Practice, culture, education, motivation, creativity, and personal strengths also influence how people learn and perform. A test can provide information, but it should not become a label that limits a student's confidence or future. The counterpoint says that childhood IQ does not permanently limit a person. Brain research shows that the mind grows, changes, and matures, while learning takes place over time. A child who feels not smart enough may simply need better support, practice, and time. Early struggles do not define a person's future, because abilities develop step by step through experience. The article uses childhood difficulties associated with famous thinkers as a reminder that early performance cannot always predict later achievement. Research on twins, siblings, and adopted children suggests that both heredity and environment influence intelligence. Identical twins often have more similar scores than fraternal twins, which points to a genetic influence. At the same time, children raised in more educated or wealthier homes can gain advantages over related children who grow up with fewer resources. Better early care, education, and enriching experiences can help disadvantaged children improve, showing that opportunity can change the direction of development. The Flynn effect gives another reason to believe that intelligence is influenced by surroundings. Research found that average IQ scores rose across the world by about 3 points per decade during the period discussed in the article. Modern education, technology, visual media, games, and information may strengthen the kinds of reasoning used in cognitive tests. The pattern shows that minds can change across generations, and that the intellectual environment surrounding children can influence how their abilities develop. Intelligence is connected with learning, achievement, income, satisfaction, and happiness, but a score assigned at birth should never be treated as a life sentence. The strongest lesson is to provide children with rich education, caring adults, and many chances to stretch their minds. Using genetic differences to claim that one group is superior to another is harmful and scientifically hopeless. We may not all become Einsteins, but with opportunity and effort, people can learn, grow, achieve, and succeed beyond expectations.